Hi everybody, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. We are going to be doing a spring-inspired full face look today using mostly drugstore makeup. I haven't decided yet if it's entirely because there are a couple holes that I'm going to figure out as we go along as to what I might choose. But they are definitely more affordable products regardless if they are directly drugstore or not. I really wanted to make this one a full face of affordable makeup. So while this is spring inspired, it isn't using your typical sort of what we think of as a spring palette. But I think it's still going to be fresh and, well, let's get a sneak peek and you can decide for yourself if you would like to stick around. I'm often in Rite Aid, it seems these days. So I actually gandered at what I could find in the makeup aisles. And I found something from E.L.F. that really intrigued me. So we're going to try it out today. It's the Camo CC cream. Now, I'm not big on CC creams. They're always orange, just never matters. If they don't start out that way, they end up oxidizing that way. So we'll see how this goes. This says that it is color correcting, full coverage, natural finish, has collagen, peptides, and niacinamide, SPF 30. So, you know, I'm intrigued. Again, especially when it comes to actives, you know, peptides, and I definitely don't expect my makeup to fill that hole for me. I depend on my skincare to do that. So that's not a big selling point to me, but I am intrigued. I've never seen this before. I don't know if it's new or I'm just haven't looked in a very long time in these aisles. I thought we'd give this a go, and I'm a little concerned in the store because the lighting is horrific in the store. I thought, oh, okay, this might be okay. We'll see. And then I did get from E.L.F. as well a concealer. However, today I want to try this one because I personally have not tried this. It's the L'Oreal Infallible concealer, so we're going to give this a go today as well. Also, with L'Oreal, we are going to work out of this palette to create my spring-inspired sort of eye look today. Have a couple other things we're going to be trying out, but let's get going on this look today. All right. We're just going to go for it. You know, if it's way off color-wise, we're going to have to deal with it at some point to make it work in some way. So I'm just going to take my E.L.F. sponge here, actually, and I'm going to squirt this right on top of that sponge. And we're going in. So here we go. And like all CC creams, it does definitely have an orange hue. But I think when it's all said and done, we might be able to make it work. So I think we're just gonna have to go kind of light with this one. It did kind of even things out for me when it comes to my mottled kind of pigmentation, sun damage that I have going on. So it did sort of help that a bit. I don't expect any foundation to just completely erase that. I don't think I would want it to. That would be too heavy. Okay, well, I would say this is definitely matte, and it does say so that it is, and it definitely is. I think any little bit of glow that you're seeing is from my skincare that I put on prior. I did not use any kind of primer or anything though. So I think, you know, we're just going to stop there with that. So I don't know. I'm at this point, first impression, I don't hate it. It doesn't look like it's doing anything terrible at the moment, other than, you know, it does have kind of that CC cream kind of hue to it. my big thing is whether or not it is going to oxidize. All right, down. Let's go to the concealer. Here we have the Infallible Full Wear from L'Oreal. Oh, my dogs are a-barking. Again, this was hard to pick a color. The lighting is absolutely horrible. Anyway, we'll see. Let's give this a go here. Ooh, it's very light. I almost got a darker one, but the darker one turned out being kind of the wrong sort of hue, you know? These were a little bit picked over, so I didn't have a ton to choose from. I apologize for my dog. Been using this all the time to do my eyelid primer and my concealers. I am loving this brush. I use it all the time, and you will see up here what number it is, and it is from BK Beauty. I can tell you that, and I love it. It's soft and it's just the right size, and I just kind of pounce it along. And it is just a wonderful way for me to just kind of go in and disperse what it is I'm trying to do here over the eye. This is very light, and very light, like so light. We're doing, oh, I don't know how this is going so far, huh? This has a very pretty finish. It's definitely not matte. It's got a pretty kind of glow to it, which I do like these days in my concealer. Yeah, it's a very pretty finish. It's just the very wrong color. That's kind of a bummer, just because I do kind of like the coverage I'm getting, and the finish is very pretty. I've been really impressed with the Infallible line, period. All right, we are going to do a little bit of primer for the eyes. This is the same primer I've been using in my most recent makeup videos. I love it. It's by Rare Beauty. Definitely helps your eyeshadows stick around much longer. If you're using sort of lower end shadows that maybe you're not finding the pigment's just not there, a good primer like this can really intensify the payoff of the eyeshadows that you're using, and it'll help them stick around a little longer. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes those are the things that the lower end shadows you struggle with, is longevity and payoff. So a nice primer like this can totally solve that problem, at least help. Do we want to do the eyes right now, or do we want to do a little contouring on the cheeks? Let's just do the eyes, and we'll decide if we, what else we want to do. So I'm going to go into the LA palette. This is Nude Intense by L'Oreal. I've used this once in a video here on my channel. So let's get going on this. All right. I'm bringing this color really pretty far up to my brow there. This is going to kind of serve as our behind the scenes contour. We're kind of creating the shape that we want. And then I'm going to go right back into that same color, and I am going to intensify it right in the center, right in here. the second sort of round here. This is lovely eyeshadow. It is buildable. Not all shadows are that are in this price range, so it blends very nicely. And I definitely think having a primer helps that for sure. Now I'm just gonna kind of blend, soften. And then I'm going to take this brush, which I absolutely love. It's got a very long handle, so I can even hold it down here at the bottom. And it's kind of my cheater. It's turned in to kind of my cheater blending brush. I'm going to take more of a packing brush. I'm going to go right into this gorgeous, rich violet purple, most deep grape color. I have not used this one, I don't think, yet out of this palette. So I'm going to knock this off really well. And all right, I'm going to take this here brush, and now I'm going to go into this one that has more of a cinnamon sort of warmth to it, and I'm going to load that up. And I'm going to take it right here on the outside, right above that purple. However, I'm going to keep in mind this, kind of don't want it to go below this because I still want this purple to be kind of the center of attention right there. We're going to tap, 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 and tap, tap, tap. Okay. Gonna soften that. Soften. I have some pigment left, so I'm kind of putting it right there. All right. I'll take one of my absolute, again, star of the shows when it comes to the brush that I am absolutely in love with and obsessed with at this moment. I just got to find the little guy. And I'm going to go into that cinnamon color that we just used, and it is going to go underneath the lower lash line, so we're going to do that. All right, and there's not much pigment left on here, so I'm going to go ahead and really soften it down and smoke out the bottom right there. I want this to be really, really soft. Generally, I do anyway. Now I'm going to go back into that really deep, rich purple, and I'm going to kind of tap that in really close to that lash line. That's why I like smoking out that first sort of color, and then this is going to be a little bit more intense up toward the lash line, and that's kind of a great trick if you don't have a lot of lashes down there. It kind of gives the illusion that you have a little more, and it's kind of the same, right? When you do the top, if you line it, you know, with something that more rich right there on the lash line, it just kind of gives the illusion that you have more lashes, you know, same thing down below. All right, and you know, I'm kind of liking that. I think I am gonna do a little more of the smokiness under the eye, kind of warm that up with that cinnamon sort of color. So we're gonna take that down a little further. I always say don't get hung up, especially when it comes to eyeshadow palettes and looks that you watch here on YouTube. You know, unless you're just absolutely in love with that whole color story and you love the brand, okay, fine, you know, go ahead and get that. It made you excited, you can't wait. Otherwise, don't get too caught up in that. I bet you have similar colors in your stash. Same with things like this. You know, this is a purple creamy eye pencil. And so the reason I'm going to be using this actually is to intensify that purple color even more, and it will also probably stay around a little longer as well. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have to go this way because I'm very crepey. So I have to kind of build it from the outside this way, but I really just want to stop right about here anyway. And I'm going to place this kind of right in here. I might take it just a little further. All right. And now I'm going to take that packing brush and go back into that really rich purple. And I'm going to take it and pack it right over the top of that. See how I didn't even care that I'm not keeping that small line. I'm just using it basically as a medium underneath the eyeshadow to really get it to pop. After I do that, I'm going to take and blend this right out. So let's get this going here. Be really careful with these rich, deep colors. Make sure you knock them off really well and really pack it. Don't get in the habit of flicking because, man, it'll make a big mess. And I sometimes will flick on accident, and I do make a mess. All right. I got to have a little pizzazz in this, so I'm actually going to have to close the palette. And I need something with some sparkle, or maybe not sparkle, but something with a little bit of bling. I need a little bling going on here. I mean, this is supposed to be springy, right? If you have shimmer, if you have any of those kinds of foily, sort of metallic looking shadows, I'm going to grab for one that is a little champagne, a little tiny bit of yellow to it, but not much. So I'm going to go into this one right here. So I'm going to load up my ring finger. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to load it here, and I'm going to load this pink one here. I'm just going to kind of do both of them. Little rose gold thing going on here. This is a very pretty spring look, I think. Kind of reminds me of a butterfly in a really pretty kind of way. Okay. Oh, very pretty. I'm liking that a lot. So let's go ahead and dip out of there. Now we're gonna go back into the L'Oreal palette because I want to see this really pretty lavender that's right next to this one that we were working with. So we're gonna go right here, and I'm gonna take my pinky and I'm gonna load that color up. And I just kind of want to put that right here, right next to, without covering up that beautiful, rich purple that we took so much to create a deep, rich sort of application there. Oh, that's very pretty. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Blend, blend, blend. Soft, soft, soft. Let's soften up that top area. Soften it up. Soft. Okay. Now I am going to take a very creamy black eye pencil. Before I do that, I'm going to curl my lashes because that's a little trick. If you curl your lashes before you tight line, you can see that tight line so much better and the lashes are out of the way. It just makes it so much easier. I'm going to grab an Essence Long Lasting eye pencil. These are so creamy and so they make really great, you know, tight lining type eye pencils. However, sometimes when they are really creamy, they don't last very long. And that's kind of the case with this, but it gives me long enough wear. So I'm going to go ahead now and I am going to tight line. I think down below in the waterline, we're going to put that purple eye pencil. I think that's going to really kind of make that lower lash line pop a bit as well. And I do like kind of scrubbing that also sort of into that lash line, sort of the tiniest bit. So I'm not really drawing, but I'm just kind of scrubbing it in. Oh, that is very pretty. I haven't done that in a while. All right, we already curled the eyelashes, so I'm gonna now go in with my current favorite mascara, pretty much that I have come across yet so far in my makeup quest. And that is the Lancome Idole mascara in black. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply mascara and I will be back. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and go in and do my eyebrows. I'm gonna breeze through these, and what I use on them though is I use the Billion Dollar Brow Eyebrow Powder in Taupe, and then I go in with the Benefit Gimme Brow Tinted Eye Gel in 4.5. After I do the tinted brow gel, just to kind of clean things up and lock everything in place, I go in with a clear brow gel. My absolute favorite, I have to say, is Benefit 24-Hour Clear Brow Gel. However, this one works pretty dang well. It is the NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel. So we are going to go ahead and finish the brows off with that. Then I'm going to meet you back here and we are going to go ahead and finish and figure out what we're going to do. If we're going to contour the cheeks, what kind of color we're going to do there, and then we have the lips to go to finish off this pretty spring look. So I'll see you guys soon. So why do I use a tinted brow gel? I actually have quite a few pure white eyebrow hairs, and so this covers them right up, and that way I can utilize them. I need every single one these days, and I can utilize them in, you know, my eyebrow look. So this has been fabulous. Plus, after I do the brow powder, which also I go right down to the skin, so it sort of fills in the bald spots. It's always nice to sort of define what eyebrow hairs I actually have. It gives a more of a sort of a natural look that I really like. So adding the brow gel with the tint has been a bit of a brow game changer for me. And then finishing it off with a clear brow gel, to me, cleans up any little bit of gloppiness that the tint may have left behind. And it cleans up the look basically. And it does definitely lock everything in place. Okay, we are ready to move on now with what we're going to do for the cheeks and the lips. But before we go there, I think I'm going to get my hair going and I will meet you back here. Okay, before we really get into, you know, finishing off and kind of styling the hair just a bit, I want to finish up our look first. So I am, I think, going to go in and do a little contouring with the cheeks. So what am I going to use for that? Okay, I found a cream sort of contour bronzer. It is far less expensive than my Patrick Ta that I absolutely adore. It is not really super inexpensive. I want to say it's in the 20s. But this is the, is it Well People? Yeah, it's a Well People. This is a very clean line. And we are going to go ahead and contour with this. I'm just going to go right about here with this. I want something sort of stiff and a bit dense for this. And I'm going to just kind of move this around. I think that'll work. I'm going to kind of cut in just kind of what's on this brush, just a little bit more of a crisp jawline here. Got a bit of a jaw happening, so I'm going to just pretend it's not there and go right over the top of it and brush this down just the littlest bit. I mean, subtlety is key really with any kind of highlighting and contouring. I think that's when it works the best, when it's very, very subtle. All right. Okay, blush wise, we are going to actually use, this is a Catrice blush. Something, I do want a bit of color. Yeah, I think we will go in with this. This is a Catrice blush here. It's a really pretty sort of pink, peachy pinkish color, I guess. That up. And I'm going to place that right here on top of my actual cheekbone. And I think I'll just go ahead and kind of bring it right on up here as well. Tip right in through here. All right. Okay. Got that. I'm going to open up my little thing of highlighters here. See what I have. What is that? All right. I'm going to go ahead and grab this L'Oreal sort of highlighter. It is the frostiest looking pink. Very pretty. It's very pretty. Very pretty. Gosh, why don't I use this more often? Gorgeous. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to take this little guy. Where did I take this brush here? It's got a bit of a little point to it. That's nice and convenient. And I'm going to put this right here, right under that sort of arch, very close to the actual brow itself. Okay, that'll hit the light nicely. Very pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit of that right here. I think right across here. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. This is what happens when I really like something. Then I overuse it. I need to go in now, I think, with a little bit more of the blush color. So I think we will. Just kind of right in here. Okay. Now, to bring this all together, I have a new lip liner and new lipstick that I want to try out. I just am trying to figure out which one I want to use. So BK Beauty has sent me some lipsticks to try, and they look absolutely gorgeous. I want to say that this packaging, and you know, I have a weak spot for that, is amazing. First of all, they feel good. They're kind of heavy, and they have this really great sort of magnet situation, so you will never lose the lid, and it's easy to come, you know, to take off. And it's just this really nice, substantial feeling. I don't know. I am really loving the packaging. I also like, you know, sort of the shape of the lipsticks. That, I don't know. I'm loving the whole thing. So I'm just going to put that out there. But now I want to kind of choose what we're going to do here, because we have this really interesting warm yet slightly cool look going on here. So I don't want to go in too warm, but yet I don't want a full-on berry or anything like that either. I don't know. This one's kind of calling out to me a little. This is kind of berry though. But this is, I'm going to put this one to the side. That's a possibility. This is gorgeous. This is a full-on red, very warm, beautiful. I will be using this, but not in this look. And that is very pretty as well. I think I'm going to go, if I don't like this one that I chose, we will try something else. So I am going to take even a smaller brush. I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to go in with a very taupe matte color. I like using Beach Please by Makeup Geek, but any, you know, appropriately skin toned color for your skin tone. I'm very fair, so this is more than dark enough. I think this is probably suitable for most complexions, something like that. And if you can't get your hands on Beach Please, I apologize. I'm going to have to find an alternate. So when I suggest this and that color, you'll be able to get your hands on it. I was told by a viewer, and I haven't really checked into this myself, that Makeup Geek is going out of business. Dang it. Anyway, I'm gonna, now you've seen me do this in prior makeup videos, but if this is your first time, I'm just gonna briefly explain what we're doing here. So we are not lining the lips. This is a whole different sort of, you gotta wrap your mind around the idea of contouring your lips. It is not overlining, it's creating an illusion that you have a bigger, sort of more full lower lip. So we have to create a place for the light to fall into, to kind of create that lip to kind of come out. And that's all we're doing, is we're manipulating light. So we're going to contour right below the lower lip line here. So I'm going to draw directly under it, and I'm going to drag that down. And I'm going to soften that out. There are a lot of different ways to do this. There are different techniques and such, and this is just one. Do you see what that has done already? We could stop there and continue on, and it already has given us quite an illusion. Now I'm going to start to line. Technically, we're still contouring, but I'm going right under my actual lip line, and then it's going to disappear, and I'm going to just kind of go ahead and put that right actually on the lip itself, right there in the corner. I'm not going to take this and bring it all the way to the end. And again, I'm going to soften. And the part that we really want it to come down the most is right here in front. I'm going to do a little bit on my upper lip. Not a lot, just a little. That's all we're going to do there. Now we're done. It only takes a couple seconds. It honestly does not take long at all. Now I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. I'm going to do it a little differently though. I am going to traditionally line them up here like I would. And I'm going to really soften. However, I'm only going to line just the corner area toward the center of the lip. I'm not going to take it all the way down because that is going to sort of put this visual sort of stop and start, and we don't want to do that. That will kind of blow the illusion for us here. So let's just do it this way. I really like to tuck it in, really on the inside of my natural lip line, for sure, right there in the corner. All right, and then I'm going to soften that. That's all we're doing. This kind of assisted us in that sort of illusion. And I'm going to keep it, wow. What? That's so much more pink. I should have swatched that. It's very pink. Do we want to choose that one? No. No, we're backing out. We're backing out. Okay. I'm not going to, I can take it completely off, but okay. No, we need something a little in the middle ground, something not quite so pink. This one. Let's see what this gives us. It's nearly the same color. Let's go with it. It's pretty. It feels great. These aren't sticky. Feels almost, they're very soft and silky, actually. Now I'm gonna kind of blur this line here because we are going to go over the top with a gloss. This is new. No, that's not the one we're going to use. We're going to go in with this one here. This is by L'Oreal, and these are balms, kind of lip gloss balms. And I will let you know what color this is. I saw these and I thought, oh my God, they look so pretty. So yeah. I'm going to do this just in the center. It is pretty. Okay. I do feel like I would need to powder my nose in this look, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to use the No7 finishing powder here, and I'm just going to kind of powder just in here. To say goodbye, I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. Hope you enjoyed this inspired by spring look, and maybe you went away learning a thing or two that you're excited to try on yourself. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. Make sure you hit that notification bell. It'll let you know the very second I upload a new video. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.